Well, we are here and we would like to welcome you to another edition of the Living Strong Television Network broadcast, where I'm your guest speaker, Prophet Scotty Lee Johnson. On behalf of the Whosoever Will Outreach Ministry, we're located 2121 Tillman Highway in the beautiful city of Ridgeland, South Carolina, under the leadership of none other than Pastor Josie M. Bostic, along with Dr. Earl Bostic Sr., DMD. The Bible declares that the word of the Lord, it is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of bone and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. So what you need to do is call a friend, call a neighbor, and let them know that Living Strong is on and you can't go wrong when you're watching and Living Strong. On tonight, as you can see, I'm just simply dressed down, and the reason why is because we got exclusive interviews that we want to show you. And guess what? We have the interview in its entirety with none other than Chong Kim, the young lady that was caught up in human trafficking. So first of all, I'd like to apologize to each and every one of you for our delay on tonight, and there was a special reason why. And guess what? That reason why was because we were running each and everything according to the people's desires to hear this and to see this, and so we had to set everything up, so we had a slight delay, and plus I was a little bit on the late side. But nevertheless, we are here on tonight, and I'm thanking God for each and every one of you. So we are getting ready to go to the interview, and I think that the first interview is going to be Chef Cash. Chef Cash is one of the ones that we met. Also, well, we're going to have a correction on that. We're not going to do Chef Cash right now, but we're going to be looking at him later. But we're going to go straight into the interview with Chong Kim. But I want you to know that Chef Cash was one of the ones that we interviewed in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and we're going to be showing him also. So because of the time frame on tonight, we're going to go ahead and move forward with a very exclusive interview with the young lady, Chong Kim. I want you to pay very close attention to this because this is very important, and I want you to realize, turn your volume up, that this interview is one of a kind. And please, by all means, call a friend, call a neighbor, and say the interview with Chong Kim is on. We're getting ready to go to that interview right now. Take a look at this. And we're going to pick up where we left off again. I'm here again with Miss Chong Kim, Living Strong Television Network, and we understand that she have been through a whole lot in life and have a powerful testimony based upon her human trafficking experience. And I'm going to let her say where she wants to begin in her own words. And Miss Kim, it's so good to have you with us once again with Living Strong. And I know we had a break just then, but go ahead and begin to let us know, how did your plight begin?
My plight began actually when I was 19. What most people know about human trafficking today is that it's from a third world country, but I was from here. Actually, I was abducted in Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
Yes, and I met a guy who pretended to be in the military and also pretended to be my boyfriend. He told me he would give me the world, and I believed him. Plus, I grew up in a domestic violence home, so I thought that was normal. I didn't see the red flags. And so I went away with him, and then from that point on, I was held in an abandoned house, handcuffed to a doorknob, and then that's when he told the traffickers about me. And the traffickers, they're not like your, the stereotypical pimps that you hear on the streets. These are Russian mafias. They are Italian mobs, Japanese mobs, and Chinese mobs. They're the ones who run the laundromat. They're the ones who run the massage parlors, some of the restaurants. These are run by mobs. And so when people tell me, what does a trafficker look like? And I say, well, he's not in baggy jeans. He's not in a lot of bling. He's actually wearing suits, blending in with the community because it goes along with corruption.
Wow. Just hearing that part within itself, that is undaunting and unnerving. I have never even, my wildest imagination would think that this process would come through such a cover-up. Well, let me say also, Miss Kim, since you have identified this and the deception of it, And it's not the person with the baggy pants and the jeans like you said, but it's so blatantly hidden but yet open. What happened in your life to where your change began to take place? I know that a lot happened in between, but there's so much to your testimony, to your story. What happened that caused the transition of you getting in and, the experience in between and coming out?
One of the things that a lot of people don't realize when girls are being captive, the traffickers doesn't say, okay, I'm done with you, you can leave now. It doesn't work that way. So a lot of times, a lot of the girls get shipped off to different countries. So you can take a young, beautiful African-American girl who's 13. If the traffickers think she's going to cause trouble, they'll send her to Japan, they'll send her to Germany, they'll send her to another country where she doesn't know that language. And so what I had to do, at the best of my ability, and this was in the mid-90s, where trafficking was not talked about. So what I did was I ranked up to be a madam.
Right.
Because the only thought process I had at that time was survival.
Right.
And so the only way to get out was to act like I was part of them. Once I was able to observe their routine and learn and study it, then I found a loophole to get out.
Wow. And so in the process of that took years.
Yes.
And the time consuming hurt and the pain. And so there are many others that are in trafficking right now.
Oh, yes. There are so many. The United States estimate about 800,000 women and children are being trafficked in and out of the U.S.
So this is also is what like the Rim Shot Productions and all of them are trying to do, is bring people to that have experienced this to the awareness of what is happening in this nation. And there is so much that we can talk about it. I can even feel it, even after all those years. What would you say to young people, especially young women right now, that may become a victim of human trafficking, on how to stay out of it and how to stay protected?
Well, one of the biggest things is we are so confined to technology that we have lost our human instinct. Remember how we can go to a room and we can say, you know what, there's just something about that person I don't like.
Right.
But now we've been so blinded, it's almost like we have that human instinct dyslexia. Because we don't know how to tell who's bad or who's good.
That's right.
You know, today, so many young girls will talk to a guy they never met online, on Facebook, Twitter. The guy will say, hey, you're beautiful, I really like you. Once she gets hooked in, then he'll say, you know what, I'm going to buy you a ticket, come and see me. She doesn't know him. She's never met him, so she's willing to fly out or take a bus or a train to go meet a total stranger. And I see so many young girls, especially MTV has that TV show called Catfish. Right. And it's basically about these kids that are falling in love online with people they don't know. Right. But they will say, I can feel it, you can just tell. No, that's an illusion.
That's an illusion.
Because when you meet someone versus when you talk to someone, it's two different things. Because you have to remember, these perps are hiding behind a computer. Right. So they can say anything they want. They can be anybody they want.
Did you hear that? I'm gonna have Miss Kim to say that again. You've got to remember that she said these perks, they're hiding behind computers, technology, not the norm of what you would see in the streets or on television. And this is so very important for the ones that are watching. And you have seen her, and she's going to give you more information on how to follow up on her plight and her experience in life. But I want you to say it again, Miss Kim, what you just said, if I can remember what you just said. These are perps that what?
These are perpetrators that hide behind the computer screen. And what they do is they know they can be anybody they want to be.
Wow.
I had a 14-year-old girl pretend to be a gay man just to be close to me. Wow. That's how crazy it is. One of the things that we need to start doing is start having more communication from person to person.
Right.
Even in churches, people are bringing their tablets, their cell phone to church. I still bring my leather-bound Bible.
Say it,
You
Sister
know,
Kim. Go
I
ahead,
do
girl.
because one of the things is, to me, we are losing that relationship between a person to person. Kids today, you take them outside, they don't know what to do.
Right.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad says, go outside, go play,
Right.
do something.
That's right.
I don't
Exactly.
care, dig a ditch.
That's right. That's
You know?
right. Exactly.
Kids don't know how to do that. How are we going to survive without technology? We have become victims of technology. And because of that, the traffickers are using that and utilizing that.
I'm going to tell you right now, I believe that before all of this is over, God is going to take people like Chong Kim and others who have experienced this, and he's going to spread his word to those that are watching, because your testimony reaches into the heart and the life of American people that are hurt all over the place. And so this is what happened when a lot of young women and a lot of people are gone missing. They're perhaps taken that way. Have you experienced that?
I haven't experienced the technology part because technology was just about to come out.
Right.
This was in 1995. But one of the biggest problems, whether technology or not, one of the things I get parents always asking me, what can I do to protect my child? The biggest rule is get to know your child then. That is the biggest mistake that any adult can do to a child because,
Get to know your child.
yes,
Right.
get to know your child.
Amen.
Because the biggest problem is what you don't know about your kid, guess what? That perp knows more. That perp knows more. I always ask parents, what do your kids listen to when you walk out the door? What do your kids listen to in their bedroom, in their cell phones, in their iPods? Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, or, Zed Zeppelin, all these hard rock, metal, but when they're in front of their parents, they'll be listening to Yolanda Adams, Mandisa, acting like they're goody two-shoe. But as soon as the parents walk out, that's when the blindfold comes off.
Right.
But the moment they start putting on, these other music, guess what? That's when the perp starts watching her.
Well, oh my goodness. Now let me say right quick that this is a wake-up call to me, Sister Kim, because you've helped me to be enlightened, because I have young teenage children also. And this is an awareness. Now, how can the ones that are watching Living Strong get more information about you and what you're doing? And also, you've got coming up, you got a couple of movies that are coming up, the Eden, and that's going to be at the Georgia Tech Student Conference. And I want you to take time to take this moment to let the ones that are watching know what's getting ready to come up with you, even on this week and in the near future, and how we can continue to be in touch with you to find out more about human trafficking.
I have a movie that's already out called Eden. You can watch it in ATL at the Georgia Student Center, Tech Center. And then also, but that will be on Tuesday night at 5 p.m. And then Thursday at the AMC Sugar Loaf, 18 miles, on Thursday at 3:15. But if you want to know more about me or about Eden, you can go to my Facebook page at ckim75, facebook.com/ckim75. You can find me on Facebook. I do public speaking. I will speak at your church. I even do trainings to pastors, ministers, because parents, it is time to fight for our children. It is really important. And when your kids are listening to those music and you tell them don't listen to it, they will continue to listen to it. This is what I told parents. If you are so proud of that song, then sing it at church. I guarantee you those kids will back up.
Okay. Now, well, we'll find out exactly what the parents are proud of, won't we? You know, Sister Kim is just a humorous person, and I thank her for her personality and her sweetheart that is just reaching out to so many people. And that movie is called Eden, and that's going to be shown at the Georgia Tech Center, and that's going to be at 5 p.m., and that's on a Tuesday. And then also the AMC Sugarloaf 18 Mile is also going to be shown on a Thursday. And that's going to be at 3:15 p.m. And this is based upon a true story.
Yes, on my story.
Yes, and this is the Chong Kim story. And it's very important for you to log on and to make sure that you get this information, because just like she said, we never know what's happening in our surrounding except someone like you come forth whom God have delivered and exposed to the world that this is happening and it's right here in America and it cannot be no more. Oh my God. Sister Kim, what is the last thing that God is laying upon your heart to share with the people before we close out?
The last thing I want people to know is that I want the kids out there that are stuck, the kids that are lost, the ones that believe there is no God. There is a God, because He saved me, He rescued me. He told me that I choose you because you are beautiful to me. I don't care about your drug addiction. I don't care about your childhood. You are still a beautiful canvas to me. And that's why I love God so much.
Living Strong Television Network. My name is Prophet Scotty Lee Johnson, along with Miss Chong Kim, one of the survivors of human trafficking. Powerful testimony. Log on to her website. Website, once again, remind them of it.
It's actually a Facebook page, facebook.com/CKIM75.
And that says it all. And make sure that you continue to get that information and be a part of Living Strong and pray. And let's stay in touch with Chong Kim and future references to see what God is doing. And look for her in up and coming future movies and to hear her story later. In Jesus' name. We'd like to thank you for watching, and we're signing off. That's our time. Thank you for yours. Bye now. Well, I am so glad that you had a chance to view that interview with Chong Kim. And I would like to say to Sister Chong Kim on tonight, I didn't want to take anything from that exclusive interview. And this is why I decided to go ahead and simply dress down and make sure that you know we appreciate the work that you're doing. And each and every one of you that are watching Living Strong on tonight, it is so very vitally important that you focus on your children, that you focus on your family, and that you make sure that you keep your eyes open and to be aware of your surroundings. 13-year-olds, human trafficking. 14-year-old, human trafficking. Rim shot, along with Angela Carswell, Reggie Love, Brother Knox, and the rest of the crew, are bringing plays of truth to cities all around the world pertaining to the abduction of young women. And I want you to know that Sister Chong Kim's testimony speaks to the volume of truth across the nation like never before. And there are no barriers. There are no colors. There are no boundaries. And I want you to continue to pray for her. And I want Sister Kim to know that you are a modern day abolitionist fighting for the rights and the freedom for women all over the world. And God is going to take you even to the uttermost four corners of the earth: Thailand, Japan, the Philippine Islands. And He's going to use you like never before. And I want Rim Shot Production to know that I surely do appreciate each and every one of you that have helped to support, to bring this to Living Strong. And even as you go back and you view that tape and you look at it and you think about it in your mind, just that 15 minutes, that's all it took. And it only takes 15 seconds for a young girl to be abducted, sold into human trafficking. just like Sister Kim said, it's not the normal person that you would think that's wearing the baggy blue jeans, the dreads, the earrings in his ear. It comes from those that are wearing the three-piece suit, high in society, sitting in high places, and you never know who they may be. But for each and every one of you that are watching Living Stronger tonight, make sure that you be aware of what is happening on your block, and you walk your children to the bus stop. Make sure they get on the bus safely and get off the bus safely. And the reason why is because you never know who's standing just right around the corner. The Bible declares that the weapons of our warfare, they are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. So many young people, young women, have been cheated out of their dreams. They were supposed to go on to be successful. Many of them didn't get chosen because they were the cut above the rest. A lot of them was overlooked because of their race, their creed, or their color. And you see this throughout the South, Southeast, and you see it all over the world, in the North, in the West, and you say to yourself, is there anything fair and balanced? Is there anything truth, based upon truth and justice? And when you look at the denial that takes place in the rejection, that takes place in the heart of so many young girls while they're traveling through school, trying to make a name for themselves and trying to just simply become the best that God have called them to be. This is not anything that is easy. There are mothers who have had children out of wedlock and young daughters. And those mothers at the age of 15 and 20 and 25 years old, those are the ones that the enemy seeks to search out. See if I can snatch their daughter to do this or to do that. Chong Kim said it's very important for you to pay very close attention to what your children are listening to. And I want you to know that the influence of MTV and, BET and other things like that, and I'm not knocking that, but you got to be aware of the musical instruments that's coming through, because all of these are very important. All of this is very important for you to know what level of influence society have on your life. And I want you also to know that whenever you have a child, and it's a daughter, and you know that daughters are very close to men, and especially the fathers. Fathers should be there for the daughters to make sure that no other man give her the hug that she needs, the attention that she needs. Fathers, it's your job to take your daughters out on the first date, to buy her flowers, to give her her rings, and to let her know, even though you was rejected by society, and you may not have set up on the homecoming court with all the other homecoming queens, but you are the queen of my life. You are the chosen vessel in the Zerah that came forth from my seed, and I love you with the love of God, and you are beautiful. And the reason why I know is because you are made in the image of God. I have two daughters whom I love very much, a very beautiful daughter who was supposed to be sitting in high places, cheerleader, homecoming court, and to see how the system rejected her and denied her and turned her away from everything that she ever dreamed of. It brought tears to my eyes to watch my daughter cry at night and to say I've worked so hard to achieve this goal. And they placed 17 whites and only 3 blacks on the roster, all because of racism and the creed and the color, and all because of the Who's Who contest. But I sit there and I told my daughter, and I let her know in so many words, you're beautiful and you was born to be on top. And the system that rejected you, God will also reject it. Chong Kim's interview is very important to each and every one of you that are watching Living Strong. And I told the Lord tonight that if I could wear the most wrinklest, raggediest, dressed down clothes I could find, something cut up that came out of a dumpster, then that's what I'd want to wear. You know, I don't want to sit here and look like it's all that, because it's not all that, people. And for those of you who have precious daughters, newborn females that have been given by the gift of God, and I know our time is up, but they are a blessing from the Lord. And that blessing supersedes all. Protect your daughters in college. Protect the newborn birth. Because without a female, we could never have had a male. Every soldier that came forth and fought in great battles, in great wars, even the President of the United States and other leaders all across the nation, we came from women. And I want you to know that it is our job to respect the women. Chong, the Father is saying unto you now, he is breathing a new level of truth into you. He is birthing a new dimension into you, And this dimension is to reach the four corners of the earth. And the Father is saying to tell you that I will also bring forth and birth forth a miracle even in your body. And when it looked like all was lost, you held on to that hope and glory. I see you in an arena among thousands and ministering the word of the Lord. I want you to know that if you want Chong to come to your church to speak exclusively to the young people, especially the women in your church, log on to Living Strong. Make sure you go on to her website, get that information, and have her to come. She is not so high to where she can't come to your place, and she's not so low to where she can't go into the dungeons and dig out God's precious jewels. My time is up. I want to say to each and every one of you on this week that we will be at Refuge Church of God, located in the vicinity of Statesboro, but the city of Savannah, Georgia. And that's going to be this Friday night. Yes, this Friday night. And we'll be there from 7:30 until Living Strong will be live, and you will be able to watch that production of that service coming forth to you out of Refuge in Savannah, Georgia. Now, let me say to you, I'm over my time, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you. But remember, on tomorrow night, or somebody's watching on tonight, and you're saying, Prophet Johnson, I've got my mind made up. I'm ready to be a blessing to Living Strong. The Lord is saying to tell you he's going to bless you. Yes, listen, hear me now. The Father is saying to tell you that he's going to bless you with 3 bowls of gold in stories untold. When you sow that seed into Living Strong, 3 bowls of gold is going to come back into your hand to magnify the kingdom like you have never seen before. People, tonight, I don't want to leave you. But for the person that is watching and you're saying, Prophet Johnson, I'm going to obey God. I'm going to invest in Living Strong, and I'm going to do God's will. You know, before I close, I want you to know that tomorrow night is prophetic release, and it's going to be a powerful service on tomorrow night. And I'm going to give a shout out to a whole lot of people, especially those in the Los Angeles area and New York. But now that I've got to go, I want to say unto you, have y'all thought about Pope Francis? Pope Francis is one of the coolest popes there is that's ever been, I think, in the Roman Catholic Church. And I want to thank God for Pope Francis reaching out to the poor all over the nation, not judging people, but gathering the sheep of God and saying, Lord, I love you, and we thank God for you. I thank God for all my Catholic friends who are watching, and I thank God for those that are connected to do God's will based on bringing the end-time harvest together. Hey, that's going to be my time, and I'd like to thank you for yours. And I want to say to each and every one of you, you know what I'm about to say. Whatever you do, always remember to do what? That's right. Just like Chong said, live to love and love to live. Y'all have a good night. Bye now.
We'd like to thank you for watching LivingStrongTV.com. We would also like to take a moment to give you an opportunity to become a partner and sow a seed into our ministry. In order to sow a seed, you can click on the donation tab, or if you choose to mail your seed, you can send it to P.O. Box 363, Ridgeland, South Carolina 29936. The information is also located on the screen. Please make all checks and money orders payable to Whosoever Will Outreach Ministries. Once again, thank you for your support and becoming a partner with Living Strong. May you continually be blessed.
Emotional Productions.
I've been told that I will never amount to anything, and I was foolish to believe the devil had me deceived. 'Cause I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So yeah, He got power over my life, 'cause I gave it to Christ, and now I'm wiser, and I am stronger, and my hope is built in You, Lord. I'm not looking back, I'm moving on with my life. Oh Lord, yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing. No, knock me down, they knock me down.
When I look back over my life, I wanna say thank you. I wanna thank you, Lord.
Forgive my daily behaviors, what I say to my Savior before I fall asleep. Yeah, for the record, Lord is my shepherd, bless him, we all a sheep, they call it street. Quick crush the autumn leaf and then call it peace for the conqueror. About my collar leash, now the walls are breach, we all a meet. Heaven's what we all a meet.